If you're one of those people who is hitting the road this holiday season for Thanksgiving, maybe, then you know you're about to begin a whirlwind of traveling, eating, drinking, and more traveling. So how are you supposed to stay in shape with a schedule like that? Well, joining me today is our fitness consultant, Dr. Mike Ormsbee, to talk about how we can eat and stay fit while traveling. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
All right, our first question today, are there any basic things that I can do to stay healthy while I travel?
Traveling, admittedly, can be absolutely crazy. We have so much to think about, packing up the car, driving the whole way, and we really can easily make that slide into a point where we gain weight or get off of the track. So there are some things that I'd like to talk about that we can hit, basic things we can do to try to keep on track over the day or 3 or 4 days while you're out of town.
Okay, all right. Well, let's talk about what those tips are that I can do while I'm traveling.
All right, so the first one would be, while you're traveling, make sure you plan ahead. We've talked about it before with fitness and wellness in general, but specifically while traveling, it's critical. Because when you make this trip, if you're in the car for a long amount of time without any fuel on board, any food, you're going to be in trouble.
You're going to do the drive-through.
You're going to drive right through. And so you can do some real easy things like pack some almonds or some walnuts, maybe even some string cheese or yogurt or an apple, fruit. Those are really good things that you can put in the car. And if you're adventurous, bring a little cooler, and then you're all set. You can bring all those things in the cooler, make your drive through, and not have to worry about some of the options that are at those rest stops along the way.
Okay, that's a great tip. How about tips for fitting in exercise while you're on the road?
Well, the exercise component can be tricky because while you're driving long, extended periods of times, it's going to be hard to get out, and unless you're like me, you're not going to get out and do jumping jacks and push-ups right in the parking lot. But something you can do is...
Do you do that?
I do.
Now you know who the guy is.
But not everyone will do that. So what you need to do is make sure you plan ahead, and if you're going to be at a hotel, call ahead. Make sure you have some sort of fitness facility that you can get in and use, especially while it's getting colder. Or you can use some of the tips I've given in the past for body weight exercises and just do them right in your room. And again, do those early in the morning because when you're with family, you're going to be tied up the rest of the day, and really getting it in first thing is going to be key.
So the second you get up, do that first.
Yeah, get it in. That's absolutely... Because
you know you're going to be eating more and drinking more. All right.
Yeah.
Can I just skip, and this is one from my book here, can I just skip being healthy during that time away and then get back on track when I get home?
I think the answer is how long are you going to be away for? So in any exercise or nutrition plan, you need to schedule some rest period in there. And you need to have that so that you continue to grow and nourish yourself and repair what you've been working on. So if you're only gone for a day, you could, in theory, plan that day to be your rest and recovery day. But if you're gone for more than that, you really need to plan in the health and nutrition because you can get sidetracked pretty easily, get back home and say, oh, I've already missed the weekend, I'll just miss a few more days, and then I'll roll into another week and 2 weeks, and all of a sudden you're out of it completely. So being prepared ahead of time.
Fitting it in is very important.
Absolutely.
All right. Thanks so much, Dr. Ormsbee. Now, next week, Dr. Ormsbee is going to talk about different ways to avoid weight gain on Thanksgiving Day.
That's right.
So if you would like to ask Dr. Ormsbee about that, we could address it next week. So email us your questions. News 10 at 4 at WTEN.com.